Maddy Bjorklund. I work as a chief of staff at Critical Coordination. I help support the CEO of this company. That does include an operational aspect. There's a finance aspect. There's a marketing aspect, right? So it is really very diverse in the things that I get into. Critical Coordination is a company that operates in the data center space. So this is a part of the industry that deals with AI, all kinds of equipment that various companies want to be able to house their very precious hardware with all of their data, all of their operating systems in these very secure locations. I would say that was more Tom, who is the CEO. He has an interest to always go out and search for people that know more than he does in terms of various spaces. And technology has certainly been one of those spaces. We have a lot of technical platforms to do very specific type of tasks. And that even included development of their own app as they had a vision for how that was going to operate. But none of the items talk to each other. So it was fairly difficult to be able to run a business, understand where you are in any space and time in terms of the number of projects, the dollars attached to it, et cetera. So we were often finding that we could not run the business well. And if we wanted to grow, we knew we needed to go after that. Tom had worked with MobiDev, I think, in the past. And so when we were contemplating the need to refine our technology portfolio and essentially at least answer the most immediate question about whether or not to invest more time in the app or to be able to go in another direction. He engaged MobiDev in some initial conversation and then brought me in because he was really excited about what the potential output would be. So you guys really impressed him with a previous experience, but then of course continued to impress him with this engagement as well. But I would say knowledge base, and I think the way that there was clarity in the way that the proposal was put together, the plan of attack, I think was very clear and gave us confidence. So I think talking about process and mapping it out in real time in front of us using that tool that you guys had used, I think was very helpful in being able to understand the entire landscape of our business, where all of our bits and pieces of technology were currently sitting, and where ultimately did we need technology to exist and what needed to be incorporated in it. I think Helen did a great job as a facilitator, making sure that she was accounting on all of her teammates to kind of bring in their respective contributions and to be able to put together, the puzzle pieces in the conversation, right? Making sure that everybody had an opportunity to speak to their spaces, ask questions of the spaces. She was able to be a liaison from questions I was asking and essentially which part of the team is needing to be involved in that. So I think in terms of communication, Helen did a great job. The project manager, she also did a really great job, just trying to make sure she was keeping track of all the details and trying to pull it together in one collated, product, if you will. So I really appreciated those two gals in terms of being able to keep all of us on track for what we were going for. The output of the assessment and the recommendations that were provided did bring a major decision to a head that we were able to say, yep, okay, we're going to step away from, the app and what this vision was and be able to move into kind of a new chapter in terms of some of our technology. So we've actually made the leap to a platform to be able to help us do that. We are in the midst right now of sunsetting the app as we operationally try to divorce ourselves from the information that's sitting in there. So it has brought us to a place where critical decision was made and movement in terms of advancing our technology maturation was able to be had. 10, because I thought they were attentive. I thought that they were accurate. I thought that their pricing was high value. I think that even though we certainly have different hours in terms of the time frame, they really were flexible in terms of being able to make it work. And again, finding different ways to get the conversation and the details shared. So there is just there's nothing that disappointed me about working with MobiDev that I would absolutely recommend them again. But I think that there is a need from a small business perspective that they're trying to make things work, and technology obviously is a major advancer to help them do many things given the small number of people that they have. So talking about their technology portfolio and what the options might be for, the various functions and services that are provided, I think MobiDev's expertise and their ability to understand the business in the manner that they did ours would be very helpful for small businesses from my perspective.